Hello, hello, and it's time to create a Halloween journal. So I have some ideas. Nothing's been working out quite right, so you're at my mercy right now. Sorry about that. But anyway, I have some ideas, and I'm going to show you what they are. But first, I'm going to tell you that I'm using this paper that you buy at Hobby Lobby, and well, it used to be Joann's too, and probably Michael's. I know Michael's has it. But this paper measures 23, about 24 inches long by 12 inches wide. 12 by 24. And what I've done is, let me pull this out of the way so you can see it. I have made this little booklet. And how I made that was, I had this big, I think it's a, I can't remember. I cannot remember, but it comes like this. It's flat at the top, and I don't know where I got it. Let's see if I put it on the back. Yeah, I did. Okay. It's a scrapbook shape die. Nested tags, 14 piece. Now, I did not cut it out on the machine because I'm folding the paper. So what I did was, I use this as a trace around. So let me find this one. And you have to start at this end. And it's hard to see up there. And all I did was trace around it. I want this to work out, so I taped the first time. That was smart. Okay, and I left this part open, and I gave it an extra, I think it's 1/4 of an inch. Yes, 1/4 inch. So out from this side, I'm measuring, Carol, I'm measuring. Out from this side, I went out. Let me tape this down. This is getting difficult to maneuver here. I'll use this tape that's not supposed to stick to anything. Okay, right about there. I hope that is lined up there. I don't want to stick my head in the video here. Okay, so from the die I measured out 1/4 of an inch, like this. Trying not to mess it up. Right there. And then I took my scoring tool. Oh, I can't hardly see that one. I gotta mark it again, guys. Where are my eyes? Have you seen my eyes? 1/4 of an inch. Okay. My pencil's just not working too well today. Or my eyes. Oops. Okay, so 1/4 of an inch, like so, and then I scored it, like so. See? I hope that didn't cut all the way through the paper. Okay, so then I took this piece And I'm going to go ahead and copy what I have here. I made a little indent. And we're going to actually change some of that. Oh, boy. This one's a little bit different. Like so. So that I would know where to cut. It just kind of gave me a better idea. Okay? And then, okay. So then I folded this like so. And then I scored here. Like that. Gonna flip this around. Excuse my paper for flipping around in your face. Ooh, that did not count right, did it? No, Angela. That's better. Flipped it back over and I scored here. It's easier than putting it on the scoring board. And I folded it again. Trying to match, you know, the sides up and all of that. It doesn't have to be perfect. After all, it's going to be Halloween, you know. And then I scored here. And I ended up with this little tail left over. Now, I don't know if we'll need to keep this little tail. We'll just have to see. Okay. Then I cut this part out with my heavy-duty scissors. Just like that. Like that. I'm cutting along my pencil line now, so I'm sorry if you can't see it. But I really am cutting along the pencil line. There we go. And I have this left over. I don't know if we'll need it, but I have it left over. Okay, so here's the first one. And you see here's that little extra. So we want to be sure that these extra edges go out the same direction. That's where extra papers can go. So this one will go into this one like that. And you can see that that would make too big of a pocket you can't get into. So we're going to cut this off a little bit, and it will become a pocket on that piece right there. Let's see. I gotta find my board. Started my timer. And line it up. And I think maybe half of that would be okay. Which will be, I don't know. I'll tell you what size this is. This is 5 inches from back here to here. But the tag piece that I used to trace it, that is 4 3/4. So 4 3/4 this way by 8 inches. 8 inches tall. Then you have this extra 1/4 of an inch out here. Okay. So like I said, this piece, put them together so you know you got it going the right way, is going to go right there and make a pocket. And I may have to trim things off at the end. I don't know yet. Okay, so before we get going too far on that, let's open this up. And wherever you have this cut out, and there's only going to be a couple of them, you're going to need to take like a ruler or your scoring board and score right about where those lines are. So it's that 1/4 of an inch. And this is just creating like an edge for our anything we put in the journal, trying to keep it from filling up with too much love. I was, talking about my last journal not being that it was too fluffy, and Celeste told me that it's just full of love. I think that's what she said, and I was like, yeah, that's what I do. I fill them with love. So that's what it is. And I'm coming right down to this corner piece right here where this goes that way and this comes up. And then right along the edge, just inside the edge on that bottom one, and just inside the edge here. And just giving it a little score. We gotta turn it around. That one doesn't quite look right, which means it will fold crookedly. Yeah, I was off. Let me turn it around now. And I'm going to do the same here. I just wanted this where I could see, approximately the depth there. Okay, so you can fold these extra ones if you want, or you can wait until your book is getting done and see if you even need to fold them. But I'm going to go ahead and fold them just because I did it. Come on. Get yourself over there. Lining it up along the bottom and then giving it a squish down. Just so I keep it even. It's just going to give a little space there for whatever goes inside of it. Okay, let's go to do this one. Sorry, I keep flipping that in your eyeballs. That one feels way off. What I'm doing is really pushing it to line up. And you can see because there's that big bubble in it there that I didn't have this. That must be that double score I did. That's what it is. Okay, so I'm going to punch that back out. There we go. Okay. Going to go ahead and put it down, and we're going to go that way. Now, Let's take the first one we did, right here. And let's go ahead. I think we better cover this one first, don't you? But I have this thought that I want this to look like a coffin here. Maybe I'll put one on top of it. Maybe we'll put a cemetery out here. Something like that. I did bring along some spooky houses. These were by Mandalay Cards and More. She put them out for Halloween last year. Dahlia did. So I might use those. I am definitely going to use these books here. I have Cut and Collage Spooky Halloween, Quirky Halloween, and Halloween scrapbook paper. So let's see, what do we have here that might look kind of like a good cover? Probably nothing. I think that looks good for something. There's some wizards. And those must be like pumpkins. Oh, in the trees. Pumpkins in the trees. That might work. Think, 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 think. And then this one, I'm going to use these houses for sure. Ooh, that might be a good cover image. Ah, look at this. This could go on the front. And then I have this one. That might be a good front cover. Let's get it out here. Have a peekaboo. If we use this guy right on the front. Yeah, that would work. So there's that one. Oh, we can use that. Ooh, spooky. Ooh, that's a good one. The pumpkin could go towards the bottom, and part of that castle could be up here. What about that? Like this. Except for I have that white edge. I have to get rid of that. So that would work if I did that for the cover. I kind of like that. That one's spooky. Oh yeah. So I'm making a tag book, a tag accordion style book. That's a good one. Would have this one and those two. Then I lose the design on the other side. So that is kind of sad. So I'll have to look at that one and see what's behind it. Ooh, look at that. That's like really bold. That's a repeat, repeat. And then some cute little ghosties. Okay, let's go back and find that one image. I don't remember which one it was now. There's so many of them I'm thinking about. this one. So what's on the other side? Okay, I could give some of that up, I guess. Kind of wanted to use those trees, but perhaps there's more trees I can use. Although I could cut her out and put it on the front with Spooky House. No, I'm going to go with this. I like the images up there and little bits here and there. So that will give us a cover. So I think what I'll do is perhaps I'll cut this out here and then glue it on and then trim around it. What do you think? I can see my spine's a little bit crooked. I only want this piece right here. So I'll line my score line up there. And then I'm going to run this up to the top where that white line is. There. And that's going to put the pumpkin right at the bottom. Okay. So I'll trace around it. I'm not tracing very well. I got a lump there with my tools under the book. What happened to your pencil lead, pencil? Okay, well, we'll try it. Oh, I hate to lose that stuff. So I'm just going to cut it along the bottom. Usually when I buy something like this, I'll buy 2 of them. That way if I cut something out and still want to use what's on the back side, I'll still have it. But I did not do that this time. Told myself I didn't need it. I don't regret just buying one. It makes me use it up faster. Okay. I think I'll cut that off after I get it glued down. That way I have just a little bit of give on the space there. Okay, yeah. That's what we'll do. I'm going to cut this side out though, because otherwise I have to cut through these little tiny spaces. Got to cut right along the white line. Not doing a very good job today. I've been having to do a lot of extra things lately. So I've been a little tardy with you guys. My hubby is helping his dad out more these days. So that gets me working a little bit more here. Okay, let's go ahead and glue that down. Won't that look cool? Okay, so the casket is out for there. I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac again. Now, the problem with Fabri-Tac and black paper is if I get glue in the wrong spot, it's going to show. So keep in mind, anything that shows on black paper you can cover up with, in this case, a pumpkin. Or a cat, or a tree, or a hat. So it'll be okay. And I am going to put it right over that piece there that I've scored. Okay, now inside here. Now you can see how sloppy I glue. And we'll put this over. I'm going to line it up along the scoring line. And along the bottom. Right over to there. The Fabri-Tac does give you a little bit of move time. I like that. I just squish some glue out. Oh, and I just got some on the pumpkin face. Now there's nothing we'll be able to do about that. It will just be glue pumpkin. Okay, let me get this stuff off of here before it gets all over the place. Now we get to see how it looks, huh? I'm cutting it so it surprises us, so I'm cutting it from the back. We like our surprises, don't we? And then I need to cut a little off the edge here. Okay, we're ready. Shall we see what it looks like? Hey, it looks good. And definitely on this journal we're going to be using the black archive ink. Let me find my... This might be brown. We're going to turn it black. Oh, this might be the one that doesn't work. Oh no, it's working. And this is made by Carol's friend. Oh, I can't remember her name right now. She makes these and sells them on Instagram. I don't know why I drew a blank. It's one of those things. I guess it's because I've never really met her or anything. But I sure love the artwork she does. This one's made of wood and has a little button, and yeah, very nice. Very nice job. Very comfortable in your hand. Yeah, I forget I have them because they're way at the back of my desk there, but I love to use it. Okay, so there is the front cover. Now you can see I cut it a little wrong right there, but we can add something down there if we need to, if we feel that it's just off on the eye or something like that. Okay, so let's go to that page here and let's figure out what we want to cover this with. We do have the rest of this paper, which might be good. Get that little pumpkin there, and part of that castle and this witchy house. So let's do that. We have to cut some more of that off right there. I'm going to cut it like that. And look, we have a good piece of paper there to use too. And now I'm going to get my knife. I'm going to wound the whole book. I'm going to cut it inside of here. That way I can still tuck the pages back in. Because that means some of these others are probably cut now too. Okay. So this is going to go like this. So this is the part we want to cover here. So I need to trim that little piece right there. That's why I cut it too big, so that I could get it trimmed correctly. Sometimes when the paper is really thin, this doesn't cut right, so you have to put an extra piece of paper under it. This is very thin paper. I'm going to cut along the white line. I do wish that these books did not have the white line, because they're kind of a menace. At least I think so. They're menacing me. I think this will be okay. I'll put the black ink on the edge. Excuse me. And that will help blend it in a little bit better. Okay, we can just glue that on there, just like I did before, except for I want to put a little piece of something under here. What do I want? Let's just go back to using this. So what do I have to tell you about? I don't remember. I've just been so busy. Been doing a lot of family tree stuff. Like I told you, they have a tree checker now, and so I'm using that and going through my tree bit by bit and checking everything to be sure that I have it correct. It tells me where there's a big mistake, and it'll give you a whole list of things that you need to look at. Like, sometimes when you put in residence from something after somebody passes away, it'll go into the family name, and then it ends up going into some of the others as well. I'm going to cut that off right there and save that cute little pumpkin. And so it ends up putting it in somebody that has already passed away. And so I'm trying to get the good part of the scissors, this side of the scissors, along the edge. I need a reversible scissor. I know they're all reversible, aren't they? That's going to be inside the pocket anyway. That's probably not going to matter too much. It feels like I'm cutting all wrong anyway. So I guess I'll go with this way. Can't cut backwards, upside downwards, sidewards, whatever words it is. It's a little complicated. I think it's okay if it hangs over a little bit. It's okay if you have a hangover there. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. Well, there is a portion of a pumpkin that we could use to glue on here if we wanted. That doesn't hurt. Let's save him. Since we spent money on the book, we'll get as much out of it as we can. Okay. Now, it's okay if this is showing right along here because that's a bend anyway. It's a pretty hard bend for a book to make. So, that is fine. Oh, there, now the ink is inking. Ooh, I like it. I love juicy ink. Okay, so now we need to cover going this way. Make sure we're going the right way. Nope, I'm not. Uh-oh. Oh, this is the front anyway. Right. Got it. Goes this way. So this one is going to go on this one, where you put the two together. Now we can leave that black, or we can add some more color. What shall we do? Let's take a look at one of these. Oh, there goes Luigi. There he goes. So I can tuck a house in there. That's kind of cool. I like that. This is a cool one. Maybe it's the same one. No, it's a little different. Yeah, very cool having a house there. I like that. Now look at this one. Let me cut this one in half. Oh, I do love that moon up there. See? But I like these bats. There's an error from my printer there. Yeah. What do you think of that? I think we'll go ahead and use it. We can color in the windows with a yellow pen, and I think that will make it even more fun. So this one, right? Yes, this one. No. Yes. Help. I'm so confused. This one. I'm going to put an X on here. X marks the spot. Okay. Oh, this fuzzy thing was on my phone and I thought the cover was cracked. I really don't like that ink in there. What about this one? Let me cut this one off. Ooh, we could use that. That's kind of cool. I want the bats. I want bats. Ooh, how about that? We can color in the pumpkins, brighten up the windows. Ooh, I like that too. I don't know which one to use, guys. Ooh, I like that bat right there. That one. That is very cool. Up there, and then we could trim it. And then we'll add something to the windows. Okay. So this is going to come... I'm just going to draw a line on here. This just shows me where my paper has to come to that part. Want the bat on there. Put the bat in. Yeah, the bat has to be there. Okay. So, right about there, I guess. So I'm going to cut along this line. Yeah, I have the bat in there. Okay. I want the bat to be right about here. Here's where the bat goes. So I will have to trim that stuff off. Think we can do it? I don't know. We'll try. So what can you use if you don't have this book? Well, you know, really, you can even use pictures and put pictures in these. It doesn't have to be ephemera. You can just make them out of bright colors and do them that way. You can just put pockets and stuff in them. I just got these books and I really wanted to use that. Okay. Please go on right. The glue does not have to come all the way to the edge on this one because you're going to have a pocket over it. Okay. Here we go. There's that part. Make sure this comes out the right way. This part will have to be glued down. Don't cut into the spine, or you'll have a hole in it. We can always patch holes, so we'll just steal a bag of candy and put a candy wrapper over it. No, we won't steal a bag of candy. I like handing out candy at Halloween. I love to see what the kids' costumes are like. And we've always had older kids come here too. It's just such a treat, you know? I just love it. We've never had a problem. We get enough candy bars for parents too. But then a lot of times they'll be like, oh, no, we don't need any more candy. And then they'll be like, oh, you do big candy bars. I'll take one. So it's kind of cute that way. Okay, you come here. Let's put that one that way, and this one in here. And that is basically what it's going to look like. So let's go around this with some ink. Oh, I need to cut that one off some more. Tracy's her first name that makes these. But if you want one, you can probably go through Spring Spirit Arts and get the, unless I find it, get the Instagram account, and then you can just order through Instagram. Can't remember if she does Venmo and PayPal or not. Friends and family type stuff. Okay. So this one is going to go there. Okay. I may end up cutting this off. I don't know yet. I'm going to fold this one back up. Yeah, that's the cover. Make sure I go in the right direction. I can see the place behind it there. That's okay. Okay. Now, right along this bottom part here, go ahead and run a little bit of glue so that no ephemera slips through and causes a problem in your book. Because if it slips through there, then it won't close right. Yep, that's going to be it. And then you'll need a little bit here. Whoops. A little bit here and here. And right here. Oops. Careful. Careful. I'll go through a lot of paper towels on this one, trying to keep it clean. Let's make sure there's none at the back. And of course there is. And that is off just a little bit there. I knew it would be. Just because it's got to take up space on the spine there. Uh-oh. She folded it wrong. Oh. No, I didn't. I folded it right. Oh, that folded wrong. There it is. Oh, I know what it did. Because of how I did the pocket wrong. So now that part of my spine is sticking out. Shame on me. Okay, this way. I shouldn't have scored all that yet. Let's see. Whew. Okay, now we're okay. Alright, let's take a little peek. Oh, we're glued together. Good to check. And here. And we get to here. Yeah, I like that. We just need to add a little bit of color in the windows. And then we're going to flip here. This one will probably turn into a pocket on the back. Or, I don't know. Might cut it off there and leave that one off. And then of course it'll flip back through the other way. Because we love endless books like this. And there we go. So where is my... I have some felt pens here. But I'm wondering if maybe I need to use ink. On this. Let's find out. I think I might need to use ink instead of felt pen. But let's do it. Let's just see what happens. I love the dandelion color. Oh yeah, too dark. What could we do? What could we do? Let's try the orange over it. Ooh, that's a fat end. No, that won't work. Where's my ink pens? Let me grab the ink pens. I think it'll end up being the same way. Okay. We have yellow. This is that sparkling yellow. I love this color. You can tell because I'm using up all the ink in it. Okay, let's try this. That does give it a sparkle. Might have to cut the windows out and put a bright yellow behind there. Because I'd really like to have can you see the little bit of sparkle there? Let's see what it looks like when we color over something that has color on it now. I don't think it makes too much difference. It does help a little bit. Yeah. So what do I have here? Let's go ahead and put some ink in the windows. Just to give them a little bit of sparkle, I guess. There we go. That helps a little bit. A lot of windows in these old houses. There's one up here. Oh, there's one up here. There's one. I want all the lights to be on. There. I think that works out okay. I think that's a little bit better. Let me put my felt pens away. We're just going to add a little bit here. But I want to open this up. I'm going to put my phone somewhere. Oh, I have a table behind me. There's some skulls in there. There's a squirrel. What could we do? This is just the roof. Just give it a little sparkle, I guess. Kind of looks like a spider web on it. Kind of like that. I bought these pens at Amazon many years ago. And I love them. They were just a cheap scissor. They were just a cheap set of ink pens that had lots of color. My granddaughters and daughter-in-law wanted them, and I thought, well, what the heck, I want to buy one for me too. And I think it worked out really nice. You probably cannot see that, but I don't know if you can or not. But it does add just a little bit of color to it as you turn the page. But it looks like the same color as in the windows, doesn't it? So that's kind of bizarre-ish of me. Just in my own little world here when I color something in. And we got this big tree piece coming out here that's yeah, I think that's okay. Just gives it just a little bit of sparkle. Makes it just a little more spooky. There. Just kind of adds to it. Yeah, I think that works. And then the bat, I wonder if I have a black one. I don't think I have black. I think I have gray for the bat. Oh yeah, there we go. I like that. Okay, so there we go. That is what we have done for today. I'll let that dry, because if I close it, well, it doesn't matter, because we're going to cover that anyway. So we have page 1 done, and the connector page done. Okay, I will let you go for today, and I hope you enjoyed this quick little series of one day that we've had. I'm going to do more of it online too, so I'll video more. Alright, that's what I have for today. I sure appreciate you hanging out with me, and we'll just get cracking on this thing, and we'll have a really cool little tag notebook once we're done. It's a perfect size for Halloween because it only lasts one day of the year. So it's kind of cool. I'm just not sure, but I might flip this one inside. Oh yeah. We're going to flip it to the inside and cut it off and make a pocket out of it. There we go. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in the very next video. So get your Halloween on. Put on your costume. We're going to be back maybe tomorrow. We'll see what the day brings. Love you guys. Bye.